Hey guys, and welcome back to Hoosier Hardware, and today we're talking about a topic that I really don't like talking a whole lot about because I don't like throwing companies under the bus when they're really just acting like companies would act in any sort of, capitalist society. And I'm not really blaming Nvidia, I'm just pointing something out about Nvidia. And yes, I think they need chastised for this a little bit because I think they're missing the mark a little bit, and I'm worried that people might not quite understand why. So I'm going to walk you through the process why Nvidia limiting things like the RTX 3060 or coming out with their newer RTX 3060 this month, at least if the rumor is true, that is a light hashing rate variety of this card. These things are anti-consumer, but I want to tell you exactly why. So if today's video gets you hot and bothered under the collar a little bit, I do have a great way to stay cool, and that is with the coldest water. This water bottle is a fantastic bottle, has a textured finish, some grippy bits on it so it's not gonna fly out of your hands, and in the description down below there's a rolling giveaway, the link to the product page so you can get your own in a different size, color, or whatever variety you need, and there's also a discount code down there as well. So go ahead and see the description down below for more information on getting a fantastic water bottle that's gonna keep your water cooled for a long time. So if you recall, back when the RTX 3060 originally launched, Nvidia had this nice little consumer-friendly message they sent out where the RTX 3060 was painted as a gamer's card, and to help paint that portrayal, Nvidia was also going to lock down the hash rate in Ethereum mining of the RTX 3060 using software which was very quickly broken when Nvidia accidentally released a driver that didn't have the hash rate limiting piece in it, so miners could rejoice because they now had a driver where the 3060 could work perfectly well in Ethereum mining. So the software solution, I don't know whether hackers would have eventually broken through that solution anyways, which I suspect they probably eventually would have, but Nvidia just gave them a quick workaround almost immediately. So the software solution may have worked in theory, but it didn't work in practice because Nvidia just didn't execute. But back when the 3060 was launching with this software solution, Linus had a great take on this about why this wasn't actually a consumer-friendly move, and I'll link that video down below. There's a Gamers Nexus one about this most recent leak from Tech Radar, which I'll also link the Tech Radar article down below. So basically, all the sources are in the description down below. Go ahead and check those out. But Linus's take basically revolved around the central premise of what my take is with this newest rumor, which I'll get around to here in a minute. Basically, if you are limiting the hash rate on consumer cards, but then just allocating more cards to mining cards, which is kind of what Nvidia has been looking to do, you're not actually helping the silicon shortage any, because gamers are going to see a very large pool of gaming cards get slightly shrunk because Nvidia is going to take some of its chips and just make those into mining cards. And when we're in this silicon shortage where only a fixed amount of chips can actually be pumped out at any given time, this isn't really helping to solve any problem. The only thing Nvidia is really doing here is stripping away another feature from their consumer cards and re-segmenting their market out so they have mining specific cards and consumer cards, but now there's less consumer cards to go around. So in other words, you could look at it as Nvidia, instead of letting the miners take out their own sort of market share of the consumer cards that actually hit the market, which sometimes they wouldn't even really hit the market in the first place, now Nvidia is just chopping that off from the beginning and not even trying to put that out to market, and instead making these mining cards, which they've been in development for a while now. And the most recent rumor from Tech Radar is, instead of a software solution, Nvidia is moving towards what is likely more of a hardware solution with new RTX 3060s that are deemed LHR cards, light hash rate cards. And it's the same sort of thing all over again, except this time Nvidia is blocking themselves from releasing a driver that accidentally makes the higher hash rate, the full hash rate available to the 3060s. With a hardware solution, that in theory at least wouldn't be possible, or at least it seems like it wouldn't be as easy. And all the while, Nvidia is still developing its mining only cards, where it's going to be like the P106, where it's just not useful at all for gamers. And coming out of this on the backside of this GPU shortage, or really this silicon shortage in general, we're going to see this actually affecting the used market in a negative way. Whereas in previous shortages, like we had back in, I believe it was 2017, where there was this massive shortage as a result of miners just eating up all the GPUs out there. Once the cryptocurrency market sort of bombed, we had a lot of really cheap GPUs. The RX 480s and 580s from that era, for instance, you could find those routinely for under $100 used if you were looking at the 4GB versions, and for a while the 8GB versions were even in that $100 price range. Now if you look at an RX 580 8GB card, they are literally going for $400 or $450, and considering how limited they can be with some modern titles, most notably Cyberpunk 2077, yeah, it just seems like the card shouldn't be that expensive, but that's what happens in a silicon shortage. When you can't find anything even remotely reasonable suddenly will do. So in summary, if Nvidia really is bringing out an RTX 3060 that's a light hash rating variant that just isn't going to be able to mine, whether it's just exclusively Ethereum or whether we're looking at all cryptocurrencies that really benefit from GPU mining, if that's what Nvidia is really doing here, it's not consumer friendly. It's not good for you right now because it's limiting the number of cards that actually get put out for consumers. And it's not good in the future because it's going to make used GPUs a little bit more expensive than they might otherwise be when mining GPUs start hitting the open market. As it is right now, if the cryptocurrency sort of run ended right now, we'd have a lot of GPUs hitting the used market because this hasn't really hit yet. This is Nvidia's future plans, which looks like it's really their plans for May here in 2021. So as this cryptocurrency and silicon shortage sort of extend themselves, as the crypto boom and the shortage extend themselves, we're going to see this move make more and more impact coming back out of the silicon shortage. And it's disappointing, it's just disappointing because at first glance, it's one of those things Nvidia is going to tout as a pro-consumer move, and it's really just not. So those are just my thoughts on this whole situation. Obviously, if you can get your hands on an RTX 3060 at MSRP and you're not a miner, hey, good for you. That's a fantastic deal, especially with the current market. If you're able to find one of these things in stock somewhere, or you win a Newegg shuffle or something, then great. But the fact that you can't mine on it, it's just not good. But I do want to hear from you guys. What do you think about Nvidia's move to limit hash rate on the consumer cards and shift those over to a mining specific card? Let me know all your thoughts in those comments down below. If you like the video, give it a like, share, subscribe, and comment. All those things are very helpful for the channel. You can follow me both on Instagram and on Twitter at Hoosier Hardware. And as always, I'll let YouTube queue up a couple more videos from my channel for you to watch. I'm Shane with Hoosier Hardware, and I'll see you guys in the next video.